YouTube, what's good? It's your boy K-Law, back with another video. Y'all gonna hit the like and subscribe button for your boy. Comment on this video, share this video with a few people, man. Give y'all a quick story before I go ahead and cut some hair. So this is back in 2008 when I first went to prison. You gotta go through the reception center. Basically, when you first coming into prison, you're gonna always go through a reception center. You can't just go from the county jail to prison, or you can't just go from the county jail to your main prison. You can always go through the reception center to do your intake. So if you're anywhere in Central Florida, 9 times out of 10, you're going to go to the Central Florida Reception Center. So I'm from Orlando. So basically, you know what I'm saying, the reception center for us is in Orlando. But even if you're not in Orlando, if you like anywhere from like Tampa, St. Pete, you know what I'm saying, anywhere from like a hour from Orlando, 9 times out of 10, you're going to go to the Central Florida Reception Center if they got space for you. So this particular time when I first went to prison back in 2008, we went to Central Florida Reception Center, but before we did our intake, they put us back on the bus and took us to Lake Butler Reception Center because Central Florida Reception Center didn't have any space for us. So we got on the bus and went to Lake Butler, which is in a town called Lake Butler, which is close to Gainesville, which is about 2 hours from Orlando. So we go to Lake Butler. Like I say in some of my other videos, basically when you go to prison, whoever you get off the bus with, it was like 20 of us. Some of us was from my county jail, which is in Orlando, and then some people was from like St. Pete area and Citrus County, which is kind of like about 45 minutes to an hour from Orlando. So it was about 20 of us on the bus. And like I say, when you get off the bus and you go to the reception prison, 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up hanging with the people that you got off the bus with because, you know what I mean, familiar faces. And then 9 times out of 10, y'all know people, so y'all basically conversating about things from the area you from. So when I get to the reception center at Lake Butler, once I go to the prison yard the next morning, some of the guys that got off the bus with me, they from a city right by Orlando called Apopka, Florida. So the guy that I'm about to tell y'all about, he was from Apopka as well. I didn't know him personally, but some of the guys that I got off the bus with, they ended up knowing him. And then he come on the yard, and just a glance at him, like looking at him, basically he had like a black eye that was healing. He had a few bruises on his face. Basically, you could tell he was in a fight a little minute ago. You know how you get a black eye, or you see somebody with a black eye and it's healing up. Like you can still see it's kind of black, but it's healing up. And that was the case with this guy. So one of the guys ended up asking him, you know what I mean, what happened. And he basically told us that one of the prison guards asked him to do something, and he told him he wasn't doing it. He got a life sentence. He ain't doing it. So he basically bucking. You know what I mean? So like I say, these prison officers, that's who you really got to worry about more than the inmates, because they'll put their hands on you quick. And if you know anything about Lake Butler Reception Center, them folks known for putting their hands on people. Black, white, you know what I mean? Back in the day, they was notorious for putting hands on black people because back in the days, that was the only reception center in Florida. You know what I mean? Like some of these, the 2 other reception centers, North Florida and Central Florida Reception Center, those are new reception centers. They're a little newer. They still kind of dated, but they're a little more newer. But yeah, man, Lake Butler, they notorious for putting their hands on you, and all the other reception centers too. I mean, even when you go to your main prison, like I say, these officers, these prison guards, man, they don't play with you. That's who you don't want to get on their bad side. Them the people you want to, you know what I'm saying, you want to steer clear of. You don't want to get on their bad side because they will put their hands on you, put you in the box, and wait till you heal up. So basically, when you come out of the box, you all healed up. You can call your people and tell them what's going on, but 9 times out of 10, ain't nothing gonna really get done unless your people, you know what I mean, they work in the system, or you know what I mean, like they pretty much stay on the stay on the phone with the people trying to complain about them. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You gotta be careful when you go into these prisons, man. You know, like I say, I ain't promoting going to prison. I'm just telling y'all to stay from out of prison, because this is what can happen. These people don't play. And I think I told y'all a story about when we first got off the bus. I didn't see it personally, but I heard it, because at the time they told us to put our head on the wall and don't lift our head. And I'm guessing one dude ended up lifting his head, and all you hear was the officers, you know what I mean, pounding on him, beating on him. You hear him screaming and hollering because they beating the crap out of him. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful, man, playing with these officers in these prison systems, especially in Florida. I can't really talk for no other prison states, because I ain't been to no other prison states, but I know Florida for sure. I done seen or heard on multiple occasions that these officers put their hands on you. They put their hands on you bad, but they don't play with you. They don't, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't gonna talk to them any kind of way. You might get away with it for the time being if you're around people, but they take you back to the back in them blind spots, or they take you to the box or to confinement, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you gonna see, you know what I mean, what they talking about. So yeah, this particular dude, he basically told him he wasn't doing whatever the officer asked him to do, and they put the hands on him. They basically, you know what I mean, beat him up. He basically, like I say, he had a black eye, had a few bruises on his face. Boy was beat up pretty bad. He said he was beat up pretty bad, but he had done healed by the time he got out the box. And when he came on the yard with us, he had just got out the box, so you could see the black eye still there, but for the most part, he done healed up. So, you know what I mean? He wasn't really like, basically he wasn't as beat up as he was when he first went in there. So, you know what I mean? Like I tell y'all, man, these officers, that's who you got to worry about, man. Stay out of these Florida prison systems or whatever state you in. 9 times out of 10, in any other state, they doing the same thing. The county jail, it's a little different. Like, the officers there, they will put their hands on you too. They will beat you up, but 9 times out of 10, they probably only beating you up because you probably either fighting them or they breaking up a fight between people, which that rarely happens, because in the county jail, they'll let you fight. Even in prison, they'll let you fight too. You know what I mean, till you get tired, then they'll come in and, you know what I mean, take over. But 9 times out of 10, if you in these prison walls, yeah, these officers gonna put their hands on you. They don't play. They do not play, especially at Lake Butler. All the other reception centers and all the other prisons in Florida, they put their hands on you. But Lake Butler Reception Center, yeah, they known for that, and they racist too. They racist, but they'll put their hands on their own kind too. So, you know what I mean? Just because you white, black, Hispanic, whatever the officer is, just because you the same race as them, that don't mean they ain't gonna put their hands on you. If you get on the wrong side of them, it will happen. It will go down, man. Like I said, I done seen it with other people, and I done heard it with other people. You know what I mean? Especially at Lake Butler, man. I remember hearing the stories back in the day about the gold jar. I done told y'all about the gold jar. Like, I haven't seen the gold jar, but I've heard plenty stories. Old school people who done been in prison for years, since the early 80s and 70s, they tell you about the gold jar at Lake Butler. And basically what the gold jar is, they was kicking people who had gold teeth in their mouth, because that's a Florida thing. A lot of people in Florida, they got the gold teeth. They was kicking them out and putting them in a jar for basically like souvenirs. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? You want to stay clear of them officers, man. If you can, you know what I'm saying? If you got to do time, I ain't telling y'all to go do no crime or do no time. But if you happen to find yourself in the Florida prison system, man, you want to do whatever them officers tell you to do when they say do it. Because all that back talk and putting the hands on them, yeah, you could do it. Like, people still do it. Don't get me wrong. People still back talk. They got life sentences. They don't care about getting beat up. But 9 times out of 10, when they take you to the box, yeah, they going to beat you up and they going to torture you. And when I say torture you, they probably put you in the box. If it's cold, They ain't gonna give you no blanket for a few hours or a day or so, whatever. If it's hot, they gonna turn the heat on in the area. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, y'all just gotta stay clear of these folks, man. Don't go to prison, man. That's my suggestion. Stay out of these folks' prison, boy, cause they gonna do it to you. If they wanna put their hands on you, ain't nothing gonna stop it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, let me get in here and cut some hair, man. Y'all like, subscribe this video. It's your boy K Law.